I look like I have alien ears. Are doing a minimal makeup look for summers. It is so hot these days. I did one video on no foundation, no concealer. If you're interested in applying no foundation, just sunscreen and moisturizer, there's this video on my channel, so you can check that. But today we are using concealer, only concealer, no foundation for this look, and I'm going to teach you how you can minimize the amount of makeup products or makeup on your skin so that you don't feel like you're melting in the hot sun outside. If you want to control the amount of product that you're putting on your skin, it's always wise to put some product on the back of your hand. Make sure your hands are clean, of course. And the first thing I'm using is a concealer because that's the only thing that we will be using on our skin today. So I'm taking some on the back of my hand. Also, I will not be using a lot, of course, here. And to apply the concealer, I'm going to use a brush. I am not using a beauty blender. Since we are minimizing the amount of product, we are only using a little amount, and if you use a beauty blender with this, it will absorb the product and you will be left with no product at all. But we do want some product on our skin, right? So I'm going to use a little with a brush. So I'm dragging it like this thins the product and makes it even less. So I am dragging it on the back of my hand like this, and then I'm taking this much. So we are going to target 4 spots on our skin today. Since we are doing the minimal makeup, I am going to do my under eyes, of course, and then I have redness around the nose and the darkness around the mouth, and then any spots that you may have on your skin. I have this one, so I'm going to teach you how to conceal this. Old YouTube vibes. To start, I'm going to start right here. I'm not going all the way here because if you apply the concealer here, it creases a lot more when you apply it here, because in this area of your eye you have the most fine creases. So I always start my concealer here, and then after applying, I am going to start tapping it. This is a little brighter than my skin tone, this concealer. If you have really bad under eyes, you can always go with a little color corrector first and then use concealer. That will also minimize the products that you use. So after applying like this with a brush, I am going to start tapping it, and I am blending the edges of the concealer where I applied it. Also, I forgot to tell you that I already have moisturizer and sunscreen on my face. So if you're going out during the day, especially in summers, even in winters, you should use both of these things regardless. Moisturizer and sunblock, they are a staple. Then I'm taking some more concealer from the back of my hand, again dragging it like this to minimize the product, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Brush like this really helps spread the product evenly. This will also brighten your under eyes. I'm using a shade lighter than my skin. At any point that you feel like your concealer is creasing or is getting patchy, you can use your finger, and the warmth of your finger will blend the concealer so much better in your skin. But for application, I do recommend a thin flat brush. And then I am going to tap it a little more where I feel like the circles weren't covered enough. And I am going to leave it here. I am bringing it like this here, and this will help lift your face. On the other eye, placing my concealer like this, and again tapping the concealer here under the eyes, but not too close. And then I am going to leave it the sides of the eye for now. I'm just going to leave it there so that it sits, and then I'm going to use my finger to blend it. And now we're going to move to the nose. I still have a lot of concealer on the back of my hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this face, and then when the redness is visible, I am going to start concealing it. For your nose, use very little product, since this area is like a flap under your nose. If you use too much product here, it is going to crease and it will get under the flap of the nose and it will look really bad. So make sure you use the least amount of product in this step. After swiping the brush, I am patting it, and I'm using a patting motion to blend it with the brush. On this area as well. on the other side of the nose. I'm going to bring it under the nose as well. After we're done with the nose, you see how much it looks better. All the redness that we had here is all concealed. Using my finger, I'm going to blend it. Just blending the sides now. And then if you want, you can also go around your nose with very light pressure, because we already used very little product and we don't want our finger to take it off. So with very light pressure, just to warm it and blend it better, pat it with your finger, adding a little more product. And then we are going to follow the shape of our lips. So we are going to make this shape right here. And then I'm also going to use a little on the Cupid's bow, and this is to brighten it. I also have some redness here, so that will also conceal that. And as you can see, I haven't blended the sides of my lips yet. I want to leave it there for a while until it sets, and then I'm going to use the warmth of my finger, just like we did in the eyes. I'm going to do the same thing here as well, and then we are going to move to the fourth targeted area, and that is our blemishes. And I'm going to teach you how to conceal that with minimal product. So I'm taking some more from the back of my hand. And then I will put it on this spot right here. And I'm not swiping it, I'm going to pat it. And as you can see a big white spot here. I'm using the same concealer for a demonstration, but I do recommend using the concealer of your exact same shade for covering any spots or blemishes. And then I'm going to leave it there for a while. Come back to the lips and blend it with our fingers. Again, using very light pressure for this step, just to blend everything. I have some pigmentation on my eyelids as well, as do most of the people, and you can just leave it like this and apply some mascara. But I will be applying some shimmery eyeshadow. I think it looks really good when the sun hits it, the light hits your eyes and it shimmers and looks beautiful. Then we will come back to apply blush and highlight on the skin. Also, I'm not priming my eyes, and this is the shadow from Etude house. It is really pretty and shimmery. It is cool toned, like a brown cool tone. I'm going to take it with my finger and I'm placing it. I'm not applying anything in my crease today. Again, this is a minimal makeup look, so I'm trying to minimize the products and the amount of product that I'm using. We're done with eyeshadow. I'm going to come back to the spot, and before you blend it with the same brush, make sure your brush is clean so you don't use any more concealer. As you can see, there was a lot of concealer on my brush. I'm just cleaning it here. And then take it and then start from the edges of this concealer spot that you applied. So I'm going to start blending the edges. And then with your finger, use the least amount of pressure and just pat on it. Once or twice, not more than that, because that will take the concealer off. Your spot is concealed. Now, I know this looks a little brighter. That's why I said that use a concealer that matches your skin shade and not the same concealer that you use for the under eyes. And that will do a really good job of hiding your spots. So, this putty blush from Holika. Look at the packaging. It is so cute. Korean makeup and skincare products are so cute. And taking very little amount, I'm going to start patting it into my skin. Blurring the edges of the blush so that it blends nicely into your skin. And I cannot resist it. I'm also going to take some and applying it on the nose. Just a tad. And then I'm blending it. And then I'm going to use some highlighter. This is so subtle. It's so pretty. The first time I tried it in Olive Young, I had to buy it because it looks so beautiful and it's so subtle. It's barely there, but it does give you that glow. I like to take my products on my finger before applying it to my skin, so I'm taking it on my finger and then I'm going to pat it on the highest points of my cheeks. you cannot really see it, but there's this glow. Look at the other fingers. You can see this finger glowing. Like, it's so subtle, but it adds that glow where it looks like you're not wearing any highlighter, but you are. It's always a good idea to use your fingers to blend these products, especially cream products, because they blend in so much better with the warmth of your fingers. And then I'm also using it on the tip of my nose, a little here, then a little on the Cupid's bow. And now it's time for some lipstick. I'm using this Innisfree creamy tint lipstick. I think they discontinued this. They don't make this anymore. It's just a red lipstick, so you can use any red lipstick. And I'm taking it on my finger. And it's nice to add some color to your lips because the whole look is so bland. We didn't add much to the eyes or even to the cheeks. As you can see, the highlight and the blush that I applied is so subtle, so it's always good to add some color to your lips. I'm going to start by patting the product into my lips. And then just pat it with your fingers for a more muted, blended look. You can also top it off with a gloss. Glossy lips, lip oils, lip glosses, they are so in these days. So you can also top it off with a gloss. I'm not going to do that since, again, minimal makeup look. So I'm just going to leave it here. And then the final step is to curl your lashes, apply some mascara, and then we will accessorize and do something with our hair. Let's curl our lashes. Also, I'm sure you have already noticed, but I haven't done my brows. I'm not going to do my brows. I am going to brush them out and lift them upward, taking my mascara, and I am cleaning the wand. I always do this with any mascara. I always clean it because there's so much product and it can get clumpy on your lashes. So instead of making a mess and then cleaning it later, it's always good to clean your mascara wand before applying it on your lashes. And then I'm brushing my lashes quickly with this. Wiggle your wand to avoid any clumpiness. You can also use false lashes with this look if you like. Don't use any mascara or eyeliner, just use false. That will also give you a very nice lifted look on the face, also very subtle. So you can use some natural looking lashes with this. And then just go through your lashes and look for any clumps if there are any and pick them out. I like to pick them out with my finger or use a lash comb if you have one. If you have oily lids or hooded eyes like me, at the end of your makeup, use your finger to blend your eyeshadow once because it can cause creases on your lid, and mine always does. So before leaving the house and at the end of the makeup, I do this step always. And that's it. Now I'm going to accessorize and I will show you the final look. For my ears, I'm using these beautiful flower studs from Lovisa, and these are so pretty. Go so well with the summer theme or the spring theme. And this is what they look like, and I'm not wearing anything on my neck because I feel like in summers when you sweat and you're wearing a necklace or a chain, it just does not feel good. It starts getting itchy. And then I'm going to take out the clips, and I don't know what to do with my hair today. I have to wash my hair. I wash my hair every day. It's probably not good for them, but I'm trying to add a little volume somehow. And I forgot to brush my eyebrows, so I'm gonna do that now. I'm just brushing them upwards, nothing else. That's the end of this video. I hope you found this video helpful and you learned a lot of tips on how to apply concealer and use minimal makeup, and I hope you enjoyed this as well. If you like my content, make sure you give my channel a subscribe and a like to this video, and take very good care of yourself. I will see you next time.